Do you want to create a massive desert like this using just a few simple nodes? And automatically apply highly varied textures to your environment? Then stay with us. Hello friends, welcome to another episode of the Art of Environment Creation in Unreal Engine. In this tutorial, we'll be using Gaea software to create our landscape height map. In my opinion, considering the powerful tools it provides and the quality of the results, it's one of the best choices available. In this tutorial, we'll only be focusing on creating the height map for our desert environment and experimenting with a few nodes. In the next video, however, I plan to go over all of the nodes in detail so that by the end you'll have a complete understanding of the software and be fully confident using it. The Plates node in Gaea is designed to simulate tectonic plate movement and generate large-scale geological structures. It creates the foundation for natural-looking terrain, such as fault lines, ridges, and mountain ranges. In this tutorial, we'll be creating sand dunes using the software. To achieve this effect, we'll add a blur node to smooth the shapes, making the dunes look more natural and realistic. Before that, we'll add a Dune C node, which gives us a nice wave-like effect. Then we'll combine it with the blur node, and by adjusting the ratio and scale of these nodes, we can get closer to the result we're aiming for. Now add one of the most popular nodes, Wizard 2. I recommend setting all values to low, then adjusting them step by step until you reach the desired result. If you want to keep seeing the latest changes on the last node, even after selecting a different node, you can do this by right-clicking on the node and choosing Lock Preview. You can also press F as a shortcut. Since we don't want it to have a rocky look, we'll add another blur node. After that, we'll bring in the wizard node again to refine the shape further. Now we want to create a sand-like texture, so we'll add a warp node. Now we want to create a large crater similar to the impact of a meteor. We'll do this using the crater node, and as you can see, we can fully control it with different settings or even move it around as needed. And finally, by combining it with the main map, we complete the creation of our primary landscape. But our work doesn't end here. By using nodes like flow or height, we can generate mass from our model and later use them inside Unreal Engine to easily assign materials. Finally, to export the nodes you want, just right-click on them and choose Mark for Export. In this tutorial, I'm using 4 different outputs. I change the formats to 16-bit PNG, then from the Build menu, I select the desired output location. Finally, by pressing Build, I generate the outputs I need. In Unreal, we go into the Landscape mode, and from the Import from File menu, we bring in our base height map. For now, we'll create the landscape once without making any changes. As you can see, the depth doesn't look the same as it did in Gaea, so we'll delete the landscape and re-import it again, this time increasing the scale on the Z-axis to give it more depth. Now, to assign 4 materials to our layers, we need to create a landscape material with 4 channels. Set the material to attribute and assign the landscape layered material, and don't forget to name the layers so they work correctly. So let's start by importing materials from Quixel and building a simple material. The reason for keeping it simple is that we just want to demonstrate a quick workflow for this process without going too deep into the details. Now we've reached the most important part. We need to create a material instance from our landscape material and assign it to the landscape. As you can see, the material turned black. To fix this, we need to go to the Paint Landscape menu, then under All Materials Created, press the plus button for each material. This will generate weight blended layers, preparing the materials for painting on the landscape. Now go to the Import option under the Manage tab. From there, activate the layers and assign each mass to its corresponding material. As you can see, the materials are working correctly. From here, you can continue adding more detail to each material, just like in the reference images, to make them look more realistic and visually appealing. Next, we'll use PCG together with different static meshes to design our scene. If you're not familiar with PCG, you can check out the dedicated playlist of tutorials where I explain it in detail. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support really helps me keep creating more tutorials for you.